Good morning, it's Debbie Dudar here, and I wanted to come on and talk to you about procrastination today because this is a thing that comes up a lot with my clients and when I'm talking to people, and I know that it's a place that we go to. I am a procrastinator, I'm procrastinating, it's really difficult to get on with the tasks. That's just the type of person I am, and we label ourselves, I am a procrastinator. So I've got a number of questions for you to kind of really dig into this idea of you being a procrastinator, because it gets in the way. It gets in the way of you doing what you want to do, of you succeeding, of you putting new products out there, of you launching your website, of you writing your About Me page, of you ringing up that certain client that you think you might work with. Those tendencies to procrastinate, they can really stop us in our tracks and really, we build this wall of procrastination in front of where we want to be. So here's some questions for you. Firstly, are there any areas in your life where you don't procrastinate? Are there things that you do and you're in the flow and you just get on with them and you enjoy them? Because if there are areas in your life when you aren't a procrastinator, that means that you're not a procrastinator. There are certain things that you're able to get on with and do. And so if we're not a procrastinator in all of the areas of our life, then that makes me start to think, well, how do we bring that ability to get on with the tasks in this place to our business? So, if you've got to go to the supermarket and you've got to get in your car and you've got to drive there, are you procrastinating about that task? If you've got to get your kids to school in the morning, are you totally procrastinating about what to do about that? I was going to say making dinner, but most of us procrastinate. What will I eat? It gets boring, so maybe that's not the best example. But try and think of areas in your life when you just get up and do, and you just do them. And it might be habitual things, so it might be some element of habit. If you've got to get your kids to school or you've got to drive to the supermarket, they're things that you have to do, and you start creating those habits. So there's a little kernel of something there, isn't there? Okay, so if things are habitual, we don't necessarily procrastinate about them. The next thing I want to ask you is, what do you gain? What are you gaining by telling yourself that you are a procrastinator? If you tell yourself you're a procrastinator, does that mean then that you never have to finish your website because you're a procrastinator? So it kind of gives you a hook and a handle to not finish things. If you tell yourself a procrastinator, does that give you a reason to not pick up the phone and ring that person that will make a big positive outcome to your business? So thinking about, what do I gain? Like, what is the story that I'm telling myself around this procrastination, and really start to dig into that. Do I gain something by telling myself this truth that I am a procrastinator? And is that a positive thing? Is that a positive thing that I'm gaining? And then I want to ask you, if you didn't believe that you were a procrastinator, what would you be doing? What would your life be like? What could you achieve? If you believed, I am not a procrastinator, I don't procrastinate, I just get on with things that need to be done, how different would your life be? And then how can you start to unwind all of those things around procrastination, really dig into why you're doing it? Are you gaining stuff from it? Who are you when you believe you're a procrastinator, and who are you when you believe you're not a procrastinator? And what have you got to gain? And are the things that you can gain when you get rid of the term procrastinator, are they worth working on that? And obviously there's all sorts of stuff we can do with mindset to dig into the procrastination, but I think it's really worthwhile not just saying I'm a procrastinator full stop, but really digging into what that gives us, what that means for us, and who we might be without those thoughts. That set aside, I believe there's three main reasons why we do procrastinate. Well, apart from the gains that we have from it and the things we get from life. So generally, we start procrastinating when we're scared that if we do X, we might become successful. So if I ring that person that I need to ring, maybe they say yes, and then I get that work, and then I've got to get that work, and then I'll earn more money, and then my friends might think that I'm terrible because I'm, maybe feel like I'm getting above my station, I'm earning more money. So actually, the fear of success can stop us in our tracks and stop us doing stuff. Like, what if I launch that website and then I start getting loads of clients, and then my days are filled up, and then I don't have any spare time for myself? Like, the actual success of doing stuff can be a reason for us to stop. The next one is failure. Now, we're all used to that feeling of failure. If I do X, I'll fail. And so it's much easier to not finish your website, to not bring that person, to not write your About Me page, to not launch that online course. It's much easier for you to keep procrastinating because it's scary putting stuff out there. It's scary putting stuff out there and going, do you want to buy it? Is it good? Do you want to come to my website? But what's the cost of not doing stuff? What's the cost of always procrastinating and always putting another thing in front of yourself? The cost is that you'll never know if you were going to be successful. The worst thing we can do in business is do nothing. The best thing we can do is to do something. Keep testing, keep being curious, keep putting things out there, keep trying stuff. And the third reason we might procrastinate really is we actually don't want to do it. We actually don't enjoy the task. It's something that we don't want to do. And so we keep putting it on the back burner and back burner and back burner. And maybe we just haven't admitted to ourselves that we don't want to do it yet. If that's the case, just say no to that project, say no to that task, say no to that person and get it out. Always thinking about stuff and procrastinating takes up mental space in our brain, and sometimes just saying no will free you up to let new things come in, new possibilities, new ideas. So we've talked about this morning about, are you really a procrastinator? Are there other areas in your life when you don't procrastinate? And how are you when you're not that procrastinator? What can you learn from those areas of your life when you don't procrastinate and you just get on and do? What do you gain from telling yourself you're a procrastinator? Like, does it give you an excuse not to try things out? So what are you gaining? And really, start journaling that and dig into that. Who would you be? Who could you be if you didn't tell yourself that you were a procrastinator? What would that look like? And then remember the 3 reasons we procrastinate. Because we're frightened of success, because we're frightened of failure, we just want to do it and we need to give ourselves permission to say no. So I hope that's helped you start to dig into why you might be procrastinating, what you might be gaining from procrastinating, who you could actually be if you let go of procrastinating, and giving yourself permission to try things, to be curious, to fail, or to let go. Just say no. Much love to you. Enjoy this slightly grey day in the run up to Christmas. I hope you're all happy and well, and see you soon. Bye.